Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. As you may have known, the Project Overpowered crafting event is here, and if you're deciding on participating in the grind for that event, this video should hopefully help. In this video, I'll be going over my top 3 tips and tricks regarding the Project Overpowered crafting event to help you with the grind so that you can more easily earn the vehicles that you want. As said, if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, as that would mean the world to me and also helps the algorithm substantially, but either way, let's get into it. First, for number 1, make sure that you are using the highest ranked vehicles that you're best with, and try to play in realistic battles. This is because your score will only be counted with rank 3 and higher vehicles, with higher ranking vehicles getting a higher multiplier for score. For example, a rank 6 vehicle that you earn 1000 points with in a match will give you more score that will count towards the material crates than if you earn 1000 points in a rank 1 vehicle. What I mean is that score is not all the same. Essentially, what will happen is if you get 1000 points in a rank 6 vehicle, and I'm not sure of the modifier as of the writing of this video, but you might get 1.2 times that score at the end of it, whereas rank 4 might get you 0.8 or 0.9 times the score. So if you got rank 4 and you earned that same 1000 points in a rank 4 vehicle, you might only get 8 or 900 points at the end of it, whereas that rank 6 vehicle might earn you 1100 or 1200 points. So just bear that in mind. In addition to this, the same goes with playing RB versus AB, as RB gives a higher multiplier than AB. When combined, you can earn a high score multiplier per match by playing RB with the highest ranked vehicles that you own. Additionally, air battles typically have a higher multiplier than ground battles, with naval having an even higher multiplier than air, meaning that you can theoretically earn the most points by playing high ranking naval realistic, though of course, you should play with whatever you're best with, as you will typically earn more points that way than by forcing yourself out of your element to appease the multipliers that you can earn by playing higher ranks or by playing certain game modes. Again, unfortunately, being that I'm a content creator, it doesn't mean that I have access to the various multipliers before the event, so if I am wrong, please correct me in the comments below, but typically this is how it's been done. Now for tip number 2, use a cohesive lineup. Simply put, don't use a lineup with a vehicle that is lower than rank 3 unless it's an event vehicle, as score is not counted for sub-rank 3 non-event vehicles. Further, make sure that every vehicle in your lineup is of similar BR, or in the case of Air RB, try to pick planes that get down tiered a lot, like planes at 10.0 BR, 8.3 BR, etc. Same goes for ground RB and any other game modes for that matter, as being in down tiers will typically help tremendously in getting higher score, as will having a cohesive lineup. For me, if I wanted to play rank 3, I would go with my ground RB German lineup that is full of devastating vehicles at 5.3 BR. Though this will have a lower multiplier, being that it is rank 3, I will typically be able to score higher with it due to my familiarity with that lineup. But that's also kind of treading on what I said in the first tip. Essentially, I'm saying that it is worth it to have a lineup with numerous lower ranked vehicles rather than a lineup with a single high ranking vehicle, such as for example the T80 UK or M1A1 AIM versus a complete lineup with rank 3, 4, 5, or 6 vehicles. Now with that said, let's get into tip number 3. If you're planning on participating in the marketplace, you should know that the best time to sell materials is right when the event starts out to about 2 or 3 days after it begins, as people will be clamoring for building materials to be the first person to have an event reward, such as the Jaguar E or CCVL. If you're looking to buy materials, just be patient and wait a few days. It should get down to the point where most materials are 0.2 GJN or less, with most hopefully bottoming out at 0.1 GJN after a few days into the crafting event. Additionally, I have found that in previous crafting events, you make more GJN selling the crafting materials on the marketplace, especially early on in the event, than you would by keeping the materials for yourself to build the vehicles that you want. Basically, what I mean is that it is oftentimes worth just selling the parts high and then using that GJN, along with any supplemental GJN that you might purchase on the side, to then buy the reward of your choice. Typically, top level crafting event vehicles will be anywhere from $60 to $80 GJN. I would say that unless you plan on dedicating 30 plus hours of pure gameplay into this game for 11 days, with many people probably saying it'll be 40 plus hours of gameplay, you likely won't get a top level reward. Unless you're going for the PO2M, it may be worth it just to sell the materials on the marketplace. If you decide to do this, but you don't have enough GJN to buy a vehicle that you want, or if you're simply not interested in a marketplace vehicle, you can then turn around and use that GJN to buy things like premium packs, GE, and premium time on the War Thunder website. So go crazy. Now for a bonus tip here, and this is one that I'm sure I'm going to be getting a lot in the comments, so I may as well say it in the video, avoid the grind. Just play as you want. Unless you no-life this game over the duration of the event, you will have a tough time getting anything more than a single vehicle reward, in this case the PO2M, which is in itself, though a meme, it sucks. It's not a good vehicle at all. You will be shot down more than you will be able to do anything. Even if you borderline no-life it, you'll still have to dedicate a ton of your time into this game, which will undoubtedly make your personal life suffer. If you are considering doing this to play a video game, don't. The amount of time that you need to spend in-game in order to unlock a top-level vehicle is equivalent to working well below minimum wage in the US, based on how much they typically sell for on the marketplace. If you don't feel like you have the time to play it, then don't do it. And if that's the case, it may be worth just bypassing the crafting event altogether. Seriously guys, do not burn yourself out over this game over a few pixels or digital representations of planes or tanks that are already pretty much in-game. Don't do it. It is not worth sacrificing your own personal life, your work life, whatever it may be, for this game to be playing it at essentially $1 or $2 an hour. That said, I just wanted to make this video short and hopefully helpful for many people, so please, if you have your own tips, put them into the comments below to help other people slogging through the grind. Either way though, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care everyone, and be safe when playing this game.